In this lesson, I'm going to talk to you about a little bit about my technique for inking. And I have here some drawings just to show you. And here there is a selection of pen that go from the smallest one I have 003 all the way up to 0.6 and the brush. For this type of painting, I like to use the small pen, the 003. And now I'm going to just show you how I do this. So this here is basically something that I took from this painting, and it's this bud here. And normally what I advise you to do is to follow the contour lines of your object, whatever it is that you want to paint. So the contour lines are, let me explain it to you. Let's say you have, let's pretend this is an apple. So need to leave. Okay, so the contour lines would be the lines going across like that. So the longitudinal lines, I think these are, so like this, and then also the lines going this way. So these are the contour lines. So in this case, the bud is sort of rounding at the sides here and here, and the leaves as well, they are quite straight and long. So the contour lines will follow this. So let me show you here. So for the contour itself, I would advise you not to do a straight line, continuous, not straight, but continuous line, because it will look a bit like a coloring book type of feel. So another thing I need to mention, these pencil lines are really, really dark. You need to keep your pencil lines very light, but because I wanted you to see on camera, I made them quite dark. So that's another thing. But going back to the contour, so what I do is I put my pen down, and then every now and then I just lift the pen and leave a small gap. And sometimes I lift the pen and then do a couple of dots. So this way it mimics a little bit the dip pen, because the dip pen is not as continuous as this type of pen. And also it doesn't look like a coloring book type of thing. So every now and then keep your hand light and just lift the pen. Not too much that it looks too broken, but just a few times. You need to practice this and see whichever you prefer, but I wouldn't do it too often. So here again, so every now and then just lift the pen and then maybe do a few dots. And it could be easier for you to draw going towards yourself, or if you find it easier to draw going that way, you can always move the paper. So for example, I can move it this way if it's easier for me to go this way. I find it easier to usually come towards me, so like this. Okay, and then that's the flower part, this yellow part. Right, and then for the lines, I don't like to do too much ink when I do this type of work, because I like it that you can see the ink, but it shouldn't be the protagonist of this painting. The protagonist is the watercolor. So yes, you have the ink lines, but it's not a work of cross-hatching or anything like that. So I'm going to do some lines, and for the inside lines, you keep your pen, your hand quite light. Don't press too hard. Try to keep your hand relaxed and just do the lines that follow the contour like this, and not too many. Probably this is enough. And also try to do a few more if you want where there is the shadow. So here, for example, I would do a few more, but not too many. Okay, and then sometimes I do this sort of mark, so something like this. And I'm going to do it in a larger scale so I can show you. So it's basically a sequence of small curving dashes, something like this, but made in a very small scale. Okay, and this gives you an impression of a darker part, but and also texture, but it doesn't make the work too heavy as if you do like hatching and cross hatching, and it becomes too dark for this type of work. Okay, and then here is the same thing. So keep your hand light. So it's a series of broken lines. And for the leaves, again, so it's going up like this. And try to alternate. So don't do sort of lines like this. Try to alternate where the pencil comes up, the pen, I mean. So something like this. And then to give the impression here that this is curving, we can follow again the contour line. Okay, and then maybe here.